What's up, guys? Check this out. This week is National Dispatcher Week. And I wanted to give all you people out there who work so hard to bite your tongue and bite your lip on the phone
On the radio.
a special shout out. Man, you guys do an incredible job. I've been a police officer for 19 years, and you guys can hold your stuff together. I'd lose it like in the first 5 minutes. Dispatchers fit an important function in law enforcement. They're actually the first contact people have when they call the police. But then I get this one a lot. Why are dispatchers so angry? Maybe they're just trying to get to the point of the call. When you call, they want very specific information like who, what, when, and where. Why? Because that critical information gets sent over to the police officers who are responding to your call. And we don't want to get there knowing half the story. We want to know what we're walking into. So next time you hear 911, what's your emergency? They don't want to hear, my DVR doesn't work and I can't watch The Bachelor. Look, bottom line is this. The dispatchers have a very important job to do. And if they ask you questions, try to answer it specifically. Look, they don't care that your Aunt Sally
Had a bad perm and she had a bad day. Now
She's taking it out on you, and you're showing up to work in a bad mood, and you got into a fight with so-and-so.
And that's not even an exaggeration. My goodness, some of the calls I've heard come in just make you want to pull out your... So look, this week, if you're a dispatcher, mad props to you. I couldn't do it. Just couldn't. I mean, I would rather drive 100 miles per hour in traffic trying to chase some bad guys towards the line than have to deal with an angry person on the phone. The amount of patience you have and holding back what you're really thinking and actually saying what you're supposed to say is commendable. That's called commendable restraint where I come from. And most importantly, thank you for having our backs. We know sometimes dispatchers and patrol guys, that's just a little bit. Well, we throw smart aleck comments this way and smart aleck comments come back this way. And sometimes there's also a misunderstanding because of the tone of your voice. But thank you for being understanding and having our backs. A lot of my friends are dispatchers, and when I hear some of the stories you guys are going through back there before it gets filtered to us, it's just mind-boggling. I'm sorry that you guys have to get yelled at. I'm sorry that you guys take a brunt of the frustration of the callers that we go out to. But thank you for calming them down before we get there. Thank you for telling them what they can expect when we get there. And as a patrol person, I'm gonna do my best to fulfill that call with the information you give me. What are some of the things you can do to have a better experience when you call 911? Well, have the information ready. If you want officers to come to your location, they're probably gonna wanna know where you are. The dispatcher's asking where you're located. Home is not the right answer. I live in my parents' basement. Have an address ready. A specific address would be helpful. If you don't know the address of where you are, look for the cross streets. And these days, most people have a smartphone. Look on your GPS before you call, know where you are. If the dispatcher asks for your phone number, they're not trying to be redundant, so don't give a smart-ass answer like, doesn't it come up on your screen? It might, but they're doing 100 other things right now, trying to put information into the call so that the officers have it while they're en route. The longer you take and the more you want to argue, the longer it's going to take for us to get there. And understand this, your call might be the most important call to you. We have dozens of other callers calling simultaneously whose calls are just as important to them as it is to you. And we have to prioritize which calls we can respond to. So if your most important call of the day is your cat stuck up in the tree, that's going to have to take a back seat to the baby that's locked in the car. So give our dispatchers some slack, cut them a break. They're just trying to do their job and get us to your call safely with as much information as possible. So next time you call a dispatcher and you're feeling a bit frustrated, take a step back, take a deep breath, and understand that they have an important job to do. They have to get scattered information from you and try to piece that together so it's understandable for the officer when they get there. They have an important job to do, and we recognize that. And you guys don't get thanked enough. When we're out on the street, it's easier for us to get pats on the back. But no one's walking into dispatch to give you guys a pat on the back. So on behalf of law enforcement everywhere, thank you. Thank you for being patient with us, and thank you for doing a damn good job. And if you personally know a dispatcher, share this message with them and let them know how much you care about what they do.